My friend Dan, he's got a podcast, cause all comics need a podcast, and nobody had a podcast called The Art of Bombing. So Dan went out and bought a tape deck. Who knows why he bought a tape deck? Now podcasts don't get played on tape decks, but Dan is from the 80s. So hey there, all you funny jerks, come talk to Dan about your work. Tell him all about your worst times. It's The Art of Bombing.
I was just talking to her that you guys had a gig last night, she said.
Yeah.
And that you guys, she wants to put you in a rotation.
Yes.
That's
the rotation.
That's interesting.
It's very nice though, because I mean, it's nice to be loved.
Yeah. I suppose it's nice to have, because it's guaranteed money however often it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
You guys do a lot of gigs then in the area?
Yeah, this was in Ramsey last night. We played in Ramsey, but yeah, we're playing a lot of random places.
Yeah,
like it was funny because they played one of our songs on The Current, and the lady was like, "Yeah, they're playing at Northwoods Bar and now then they're playing at like some other place we were in, like Pine Island, Minnesota." And yeah, so we get out to like a lot of different
little
small
areas.
Towns and.
Yeah, I don't know where any of these places are. I've only been here since like April of last year, so I haven't even lived here a year yet.
Yeah, wow. Where were you before?
South Dakota and then California before that. So.
Where in California?
I lived in San Diego for a while. Yeah.
I've not been there, but
It's
always
great.
wanted to.
I'm actually going to be going out to Southern California anyway.
Yeah.
In May, I got some gigs out there, so. Do you guys do a lot of traveling, like, outside of the state ever, or tours or anything like that, or is it mostly just region?
Mostly just like in this region. Yeah, we kind of have been fairly regularly hitting up like the Waterloo. They have like a big Pride festival every year, so we kind of been doing that, and then sometimes in Wisconsin, but yeah, usually just
Kinda
driving
regional.
distance.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like driving distance, maybe stay one night and come home. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always nice. That's kind of how I've been trying to do like comedy, more so of trying to keep it within a day's drive of where I'm at.
Yeah. Do you have to bring any gear for comedy?
No, not typically.
That's
Unless I'm producing, sometimes I have to bring like I'll get gigs where they're not set up for entertainment, so I have to bring my own PA and stuff and run my own sound, but that's typically not the case. So but I have it in case I need it, because that's something that I learned quick as a comic, to have that equipment. It's just a good thing to have, because you'll get way more gigs because of it. So.
Right. Yep. Oh gosh. Yeah. We have to provide sound at a lot of places. So our guitar player, luckily, is a sound professional. So
That's always good to have somebody that around. I have a lot of friends that are in music and doing sound and stuff like that down in South Dakota.
Yeah.
My one buddy, he's got just tons of equipment. It's just like his whole house and garage is full of equipment for doing live shows and stuff.
That's badass.
Yeah. So you guys played last night. Was it a good gig then?
It was fun. Yeah.
I checked out some of your stuff, but so what kind of your rock and roll? Do you do covers too, or do you just do mostly originals? Or?
We do mostly covers. We just it started out so long ago. We've been doing it for, let's see, 2011. How many years is that?
Time.
9 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, not the same lineup.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question.
She's been in it for like probably 8 years, right?
Wow.
8 years?
Yeah.
What is this, 2020? Yeah.
8
years. That's a long time. So she's the longest running.
Trying to do math.
I'm the only OG.
Oh, I thought it was 2019.
I know, me too.
It's not.
Oh, no.
years.
It's 2020 now.
Yeah, so that's 8 years. 8 years.
What are you doing with your life?
Terrible.
Yeah, so it kind of started out as like we were playing a lot of. I was really inspired by like the Runaways, and which is like this all-girl band from the 70s that were just like teenagers, and they were just awesome. Joan Jett.
I was just gonna say Joan Jett was in
Joan
that
Jett,
band,
and particularly Joan Jett. Like I've always loved Joan Jett, and I didn't really know too much about the Runaways, and then I only knew Cherry Bomb, the song, but I didn't really know much about it. And then I saw the Runaways movie in 2010, and I was like, wow. And I kind of learned how to like yell sing from singing Cherry Bomb, like Cherry Bomb, you know, just like going for it. And I'm like, wow, I can just do that. I should just start a band. Because I went to school for music business and I was always doing stuff for other bands. And I'm like, you know, I want to do it.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, but
what kind of work did you do for other bands then with that, like management and stuff like that?
Yeah, some management, some like design, like graphic design posters and things like that, and some booking and just like whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
kind of
people
whatever they needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing how in entertainment, it's entertainment business, but there's so many people that get into it that have no idea about business and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like there's so many things. I see that in comedy a lot, and I'm sure it's the same in music.
Right.
People are just like, I just want to create art and do my thing.
I know.
Do all this business stuff.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people like that, and they're really talented and really you know, good musicians, but they a lot of times just don't have that, so it never really people don't hear it, and it's kind of too bad.
Yeah, it is. You
You
gotta
have
have
to hire
that.
someone if you can't do it yourself, really.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when you're first starting out, you don't have money to hire people.
Right,
to
yeah.
work. It's like, I wish I could have like a team of people that were helping me get stuff done, but I can't afford a team.
Well, you just gotta find people that believe in you. I mean, I still do
Yeah.
some stuff for bands now, and it's just bands that I really like love, and I think they're just doing great. I still, you know, will help them out with some things. So
For free.
Get in there
For free.
Oh wow.
well, I mean,
you're
they
a
would give me a
You're a
percentage
good
of.
person to have on a team then.
Yeah, I mean, like in theory, they would give me a percentage of things, but it's like. I'm fine. Like, I'm not like broke. Like, I need money so
Yeah.
bad.
We already have money.
Oh,
We already have plenty of money, so we're
Already have
investing in
they're
other
like,
people.
We already have money. We're good.
Yeah.
We don't need their money. Well,
Yeah.
That's a nice position to be in.
Yeah, so the band just kind of evolved over the years to what it is today. It's just keep.
How many members are in it?
Ever-changing.
It looked
5.
like okay. 5.
It was always intended to be 5, but we had 4 for a while, so we only had 1 guitar. But it was just never like enough.
Not quite
I
what
always
you wanted.
seeked out that second guitar, and then when we finally got it, it was just like,
Yeah.
yep,
Fill up
never
the song.
again. We're gonna never go back to 1 guitar.
Yeah.
So.
that's- And what instruments do you?
What do
I
you think
play-
she plays?
I'm guessing the drums, just because
Yes.
And the
you made
animal.
you made a
Yeah.
reference
Yeah.
to animal.
Yeah.
It's like I'm the animal, so
Good guess.
I'm pretty I'm pretty good at making observations.
Yeah.
You're very observant.
I'm very observant.
Yes.
And the stitch, I mean, stitch, you know, stitch.
Yeah,
Stick-
yeah,
just-
that's
just-
true.
It's
I didn't even
pretty
realize you
wild,
had your
so-
socks matched your shirt.
Yeah,
but that's awesome.
I know. I know. I think, you know, you want to look good and you hope you look good. And
Yeah, right.
I
think you
obviously
look pretty good
really
today.
Good. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
matching anyway. That's awesome.
Yeah. I play the vocals, if you were wondering what I do.
I kind of figured that too when you were talking about how you learn to sing, yell, and then you're like, I could do this as a band.
Yeah, exactly. Just get into it. Figure out how to sing later.
Right? There you go. That's one thing I've never been able to do is like music. I don't have a clue. I have instruments over there, but I don't know how to play any of them. They're just for looks.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
mostly what it is. Although I'm playing around with the oh shit, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a bell thing. It's like a South American bell thing.
Oh,
I forget what it's called, but
Yeah, what is that?
I'll show it to you afterwards.
that could be your
but-
niche instrument or your niche or what? How
Well,
do you say that? Niche.
Niche, I think.
Niche?
Is niche.
Everybody says it
Yeah.
different. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I've been working on a show with a musician friend where we were going to do like musical improv and stuff like that.
Cool.
So that's why we got it. It was just more of just to mess around with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He can play music and he's a real good musician. I'm not. I'm the comedy part of that team.
Yeah. Well, I am not good at comedy. I'm not funny at all. So
Well, I don't know. You guys seem
I
pretty.
admire that.
I'm hilarious.
she's funny. I'm not
like,
funny.
I got this. I'm the funny one.
Yeah.
So is that like, does each member of your band have like their own persona, like the stereotypical movie would portray of a band, where like one person is this and the other member's this?
Well,
Is that
maybe.
like no.
Maybe. Everybody's unique, but I don't really know what like their persona would be other than she's funny. I'm like the one that's like, hey, like, yeah, what's going on? Like the chill one, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to describe yourself.
Stereotypical
Why don't-
roles?
Yeah, like, what would-
like one is
like the quiet
partier,
one, the
one's
shy
like-
one.
One's funny, one's a partier, one's like the business person, I suppose. One's just
I'll be the
kinda
business
like
person
the
then. Okay.
chill or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like every movie that's about like a band or whatever, like every member of the band is like their unique character or whatever, their persona or whatever.
Maybe we should push everybody into a persona. Like, you're going to be this one. Do that.
Force them into it.
Yeah.
You're going to be the high one. You're going to be the quiet
Smoke
one.
it!
Yeah, smoke it now! It's for the good of the band.
It's like, don't worry, I'll do it on my own. This is a good time. You don't have to force me to smoke this.
Smoking.
As far as shows go, then, we talked a little bit over the email about what the podcast was, and I've found when I've talked to musicians that it's translated a little bit, kind of the same theme about the bombing, where like you might be playing, a show, not necessarily have like one song, like a bomb as you would in comedy, but like a show that just wasn't as good, where either the crowd wasn't feeling the music as well, or you weren't feeling them, I guess, would be another way to look at it. Have you guys had any shows like that really stand out? Because I imagine, especially with music, you get a lot of shady producers, which make shows really tough sometimes to do.
Right.
I imagine that's anything like that you've run into.
Yeah, so a lot of it is, just the room. Like, sometimes we'll be playing what we think is just like some of our best performances, and then like literally no one will clap and no one will do anything, and maybe they're not even like paying attention, kind of thing. And that's always hard to kind of get yourself going, like, because I still want to, even if a couple people are into it, like you want to try to, but a lot of audiences I don't think realize that it's such a reciprocated relationship. Like
energy,
you need to like give energy, otherwise it's really hard to just put on like a play kind of thing.
That's one thing as an audience member, I guess. You want to get, hopefully they want to get into the music, but like with music, you don't need to necessarily be engaged to enjoy the music. Like that's one thing. Like with comedy, if the audience is not engaging you and they're not listening, like giving you your full attention, it's hard to do that. But with music, and like I said, I'm not a musician, so I could be wrong, but it seems like you can still play and a crowd can still enjoy it, even though they don't seem like they're paying attention, because it's like almost like background noise to them.
Right.
But I imagine if you're like playing a show and people are coming out to the show, hopefully they're not like that.
Right, yeah. I mean, it can be kind of hard to get yourself going if people aren't like doing anything at the end of the song. If it's just like silent, it's kind of like you don't really know what they're thinking or what's gonna happen. I don't know. But and then there was this one time that we got hired by this bar up in Fargo. I wish I could remember the name of the bar because I just want to say it.
I just want to put them on blast.
I don't know. Yeah, some bar. They may have new management now or whatever, but this is a long time ago. This was probably like 7-8 years ago, and they hired us through this booking agent. I don't really know what the booking agent was saying to get us hired or how it all went down. So we drive up there in like a snowstorm, of course. Snowstorm is in March, and then so it takes like 5 hours to get there.
Storm.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and then we found out that they sent us the info for the wrong venue, so then we had to switch venues, so it was already kind of like chaotic. And then we go to the venue and we're like, I think we played one set, and there was like a lot of people there, like a lot of like college age, like it was totally packed. And it was fun, and people seemed like they were having fun. And at that time, I think we were playing a little bit more like obscure stuff than we were now. It was kind of towards the beginning. Yeah, but it didn't seem to really matter to the crowd. Like they seemed like they were having fun. I thought. I mean, what did you? I felt like it was fun.
They were wasting
I don't know what they're
good
used to.
time.
Everybody was drunk and having a good time. So
They were acting like we were somebody.
yeah, they were like acting like we were major rock stars,
That's
which
awesome.
Yeah, it was sweet.
that's nice.
That's like the goal, isn't it?
Right.
For them to treat you like a rock star.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like-
that's my whole reason for playing music is to get the rock star treatment.
It's like anytime anybody treats me with an ounce of respect for the art form that I do, I'm like, yes, I made it.
Yeah.
Even if it's one person in the audience.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, so then we played one set, and then we were taking a break, and then I don't really know. All of a sudden, we were told like somebody the booker or promoter or whatever wasn't actually there, but maybe they told them what we were playing or like the kind of music we were playing, and then he was like, oh, that's not the kind of music that we want played here. So then they asked us to only come back for like 30 minutes or something like that. Like play half your set, only play a few songs. Yeah. So they asked us to come back and only play for like a few more songs. And like the guy wasn't even there. So I'm like, how do you know? But anyway, we put all our songs on our website, our whole set list.
Nothing's a secret.
On the website.
Oh, okay. So
we have a very accurate description of what we're doing. So there's really like, what's the excuse? Like, how did you hire a band that you have no idea what kind of music they play? And then you're not even there, and then you're telling them that they are cut off. So yeah, so then we kind of left the crowd hanging. Basically, we came back for a little bit, and then that was it. And then they made out the check to the wrong, like, person, like to the booking agency instead of us.
Oh,
and we had to send it to them. Anyway, it was kind of just chaotic, and while we thought the audience enjoyed it, it was still kind of like a bomb because we got cut off, and it's kind of embarrassing. And we drove for 5 hours to get there, and yeah.
Oh, and
so
that's got to be really weird for like a crowd to like. Were people asking what was going on while you're like packing up? Like I feel like if I was at a show like that and all of a sudden the band just quit, I'd be like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah, I think they were, but I don't really remember so long ago.
Especially if the crowd's enjoying it, and then all of a sudden it just, well, we're done.
Yeah.
Pack up. Thanks.
So maybe they're used to something way more than what was happening.
They started playing club music after that.
Yeah.
Like dance club.
Typical bar type.
It was, I don't know, it was bizarre.
But yeah, I mean, it was, they hired an all-girl band to like rock out, and that's what we did. And I don't know. They just cut us off.
That's crazy.
Like, y'all are done.
Yeah, I would think too, like, if I was a promoter and I paid all the money to have a band come, I would, whether I enjoyed the music or not, if I could tell that people were enjoying it, I'd also want to get my money's worth. I'd be like, all right, well, this is what I paid you for, so definitely gonna have you guys finish your set, and then then if that's not their thing, then they know not to hire that person back or whatever.
Right. That's the way I feel like it would be a professional way to do it.
That's the professional way to do it. I mean, that's the contract that you're pretty much essentially getting into.
Yeah.
Is where, we agree to pay you for a set, you do your set, and if it doesn't mesh, then we just don't have you come back.
Exactly.
Or whatever, or if the band doesn't enjoy it, they choose not to come back.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, that would be a good way to do it.
It really would be. But it's interesting how people don't care. They just like do, especially when it comes to arts, or they just like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to book a band, but then like don't really care about what they're doing. It's like lazy promoting and booking, and just they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
And then they seem surprised. They're like, well, I didn't realize this is what it was.
Yeah, that's like exactly
how
what
do you not know? This is exactly what we say we are.
Yeah, so in their defense, I guess, I don't know what the booking agent told them, but...
Yeah.
I mean, but if they check.
Do you guys do a lot of booking through a booking agent then? Or do you guys do a lot of your own stuff?
No, we had this exclusive contract like a long time ago to kind of get started. And I mean, we were playing like little multi-band nights and this and that. And then we kind of got it started doing our own like full night playing shows. And then I don't know, some agent heard about us somehow. I don't remember how. I think I must have sent him an email about booking one show or something. And then they wanted to sign a contract, and it was like, gosh, was it 2 years, 3 years? It was a long
Wow, that's a long
wasn't
contract.
it? It was more than a year.
The first one or the second one?
The first one. We only signed one contract.
That was 3 years.
It's 3 years.
Wow.
Exclusive.
3 years.
But it was kind of a good way to get going because it's, when you're
Did
first
they get
starting.
you a lot of gigs and stuff?
They did at first.
I was going to say, did it feel like it was beneficial to be with them that long?
No.
Oh, okay.
It would be beneficial for like a year.
Yeah.
I think that would be much more because you don't really know what you're, getting into, and they don't know. Well, you think they know, but anyway. So we signed this contract. Yeah, we signed this contract, and then we debated doing it for a while, but then we're like, let's just do it, whatever. And then they booked us like a bunch of gigs, like right away, a ton.
Like big time stuff.
Big time, high paying, like casino, like all kinds of stuff. And again, I don't know how they were selling us or what they were doing, or they never saw us, I'm sure. And yeah, a lot of them just weren't the right fit. It wasn't like
one and done.
We weren't that as experienced.
You weren't getting rebooked.
We didn't have enough experience to do what they were like doing, for that type of stuff. We had more like Minneapolis things, not really like playing all these different types of venues and big casinos. Yeah, we weren't really to that level yet.
Casinos are tough, I feel like, for any entertainer, unless you're a huge household name. Because it's like a lot of times, at least from what I've seen and from with comedy, they just have you in a lounge and people who've lost all their money can come in and watch the show.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like,
people that are sad because they're broke they're like, well, I don't have any money. I guess I'm going to go watch this free entertainment.
And like
I'm going to be
cigarettes.
Pissed about it.
They're coming to heckle you probably.
Myself.
Yeah. So a lot of that fell flat and, then they're like, well, I don't know what's going on. They don't want to rebook you. We were like, would play places one and done for quite a while because we weren't ready for what they were doing. We should have been more in like bars, smaller bars starting out.
Yeah.
But they just saw dollar signs probably and wanted to do that. So then we were stuck in a contract with them. And then eventually we were like doing our own booking. And then we had to like pay them. And then I kind of just like quit paying them because it was like, you're not doing anything. So this contract to me, in my mind, is just... no more.
Well, that's terrible.
And then they never said anything, so I feel like it's all good. So, sorry guys, if you're mad, you're gonna have to figure it out. I don't even know if they're a company anymore, but
I was gonna say that would be my next question. Are they even a company?
I don't know. I don't
probably.
know.
If they just kept booking bands for one and done, eventually they're gonna run out.
Right. Yeah.
Because as a venue, if I was going through a company like that, if they weren't booking like bands that were a fit for my venue, I'd stop using that booking agency as a venue, I would think,
Yeah.
Because it's definitely and it doesn't take like a lot of time to like do a little bit of research to see what a client wants or whatever to make sure everything's a fit. But you're right, everybody just sees dollar signs and that's all it is.
There's a lot of lazy booking kind of thing.
Cash grab, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then we've worked with other agents too, but it's kind of just that they just put you in the places that they always put bands. It's not really like they're like looking at festivals that would be good for you, or they're looking at this and that. It's in our experience, it's not really. So I've just been doing the booking for many years now, and we play a lot, and we might be able to get into some cooler places and cooler festivals or whatever, but like I don't know at what expense.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
thing.
I mean,
so
what's if you can play one big festival and then not play hardly the rest of the year?
Exactly.
It's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure with music it's the same for like with comedy. If I don't perform, I kind of lose my edge.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Kind of lose that your stage presence and you just feel out when you're trying to perform if you don't do it. If you're not keeping sharp.
Do you have a booking agent, or how does that work?
I book it myself right now.
Most comedy people I know do that.
They do,
themselves.
but there are booking agencies that are similar to what you're talking about. But it's not like I'm not signed with them. Like I don't have a exclusive contract.
Yeah.
But like there are booking agencies that book different stuff, and they have like email lists and stuff like that where you're able to send your avails and things like that. So I do work with some booking agencies that help get work, but most of the stuff is I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
And that's contacting, because a lot of clubs and stuff too with comedy, they have their own bookers at the club.
Yeah.
So they have somebody from the venue that does the booking themselves. So
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of independent stuff. Be a lot easier if I had somebody to do it for me, but
I know
that's just another expense that at my level I don't have the money to pay
Just ask
somebody.
Tiff, she'll do it for
right.
free.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I'll do
Hey,
it for free.
now I got to connect now.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be one like if it's one of them things with if they were getting you steady enough work to where you're making money, paying 10% wouldn't be a big deal, or 10, 15%, whatever it is. But I don't think at my level, I don't have enough credits to where, because that's the thing with comedy is you have to be established, and a lot of times to really get booked and sell out shows, you have to have drawability, and that comes from having either TV credits or movie credits, writing credits, things like that, which I don't have a lot of. Nothing significant anyway.
Right.
Most of my stuff is like independent films and short films and commercials and just all like regional stuff that doesn't matter anywhere else in the country,
Right, yep.
So until I get like a big credit or whatever, nobody's going to want to try to I don't have
Try to make a buck off of you.
yeah, I'm not marketable. That's the thing, and I'm aware of that. It's like, you know, for somebody like me, there are just so many fat, white, bearded guys out there right now. I'm not anything. You know, it's like I'm just another dude. You know, it's like, and I'm well aware of that. That's, you know, that's why with comedy, that's why, like, for me, I do other stuff other than stand up. You know, like I have my podcast, and I try to do some writing and sketch and things like that. It's like you got to have your hand in a lot of different cookie jars to try to make an income or make something go, because it all kind of goes hand in hand too. Because if you do something like, if say you made a sketch and it went viral, that's something that's going to help you get booked and stuff.
Right.
You know? You start getting famous, you know, some cred on social media, or videos go viral. That'll help you get booked too, because you can build a following that way. It's all about building a following, really. Yeah. Which I imagine that's the same with music. Having a following probably helps.
Right.
Do well,
when you have a following, you can, like, I mean, people will pay you more too to play there. I mean, that just kind of comes naturally. Like, people are like, oh, you should ask for more money, and I'm like, well, I feel like we're getting paid, you know, like, for the amount of people that we bring in. Which we bring in people, but it's not like, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people are coming to every show, so we can't really. But if we got to that point, I mean, yeah, I feel like you would just get paid more. You could ask for more, and it'd be like, look here, I'm going to bring in hundreds of people, so this is how much we need.
You definitely have some negotiating power.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So we have enough where we're like kind of be choosy about gigs and make sure that we get paid well and stuff. So I mean, it's been good. It's been a lot of years. Like,
well,
building.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty good. So, I mean, 2011, that's 9 years as a band.
We're talking
that's
like 15 years here. I mean,
that's
a long time.
15,
16 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. That is a long. Right? Yeah.
Good math.
2025.
Good math. Yeah. It's 2025.
2025. Yeah, I'll take it. It's after like so many years, like of anything, it's a long time, especially when it comes to something like an art, you know, because it's so hard. Because especially, and I imagine it's really hard with a band, because you have other members that you have to depend on, and you know, schedules, conflict, and not to mention there's just flaky people. They're like, oh yeah, be in a band, that'd be cool, and then suddenly, oh wait, you expect me to come to band practice, and we need to tour on the weekends, and we need to go here, and we need to do this. This isn't what I thought it was. You know, I imagine you probably ran into that over the years too, where it can definitely be tough.
It's a lot, and it's hard to kind of. What's most important, I think, is just keeping things fresh and exciting over the years, and you know, with fans and with your own band. You know, like,
how do you guys
giving them something to be excited about? And
how do you
feel good about?
Try to accomplish that? Then do you? By adding new songs to your rotation, and I know you guys do some original music. Is that another way you try to stay fresh, is by doing some original music mixed in there? Yep,
original music has, I think, helped, you know, the band feel fresh, and fans and people. I mean, we kind of just like accidentally wrote music and were playing it at the beginning. Like, it just sort of happened when we had the same lineup for like 6 years for a while, and then we just kind of like, I don't know, somehow it just happened, and then it was cool, and people were digging it and had fun, and so then we decided to record it, and and it's a good way to like also build your online presence, because you can't really build it as much off of covers. You know, we love playing covers and it's fun, but it's kind of been our thing recently to just kind of like blend it all in together. You know,
well, I feel like
it's the same genre and the same kind of style, and I love playing both things. So,
and I was gonna say, I feel like that's something like for bands that want to do original music, until you're like a made band or whatever, you probably have to do it, because most of the bars around the especially the Midwest, they just want cover bands anyway. You know,
well, it's kind of seems like it's transitioning a little bit away from you know, just like top 40 cover type things. It seems like people are wanting a little bit more unique.
Well,
things
as
nowadays.
an audience, I totally agree with that.
And it seems like the bars have kind of been that way too. Not all of them, but a lot of different places, it seems like, are looking for more now.
Well, they probably realize that in order to keep their clientele happy and keep them coming in, they're going to have to. Like, I know there's a couple bars where I grew up, and they pretty much always have like the same bands all the time, and it's like the same, and they're all just like cover bands, and they hardly do any of their own originals, and it's like, well, you keep bringing the same people, people are gonna stop coming out, and it's like every time the same band comes back, it's like there's less people there, and it's like, well, that's what you get. You know, you're not adding any variety. You know? I would rather go see a band do original music, even if I didn't enjoy the music, just because they're doing original music, you know, which obviously they would enjoy.
Yeah, I think the thing is, too, is that they're not quite as... A lot of cover bands are kind of just sitting around doing the thing, whereas like original music, they're like into it.
More
so
passionate
I think if you're
about
passionate about the covers or you're passionate about whatever you're playing, then that's probably going to make people interested in you. But if you're just standing there playing the familiar songs just because they're familiar and you don't really care about what you're doing, I think that really...
That's a valid point.
Off.
It ends up kind of to them, then it's more like it's just a job at that point. They're just doing it to make some money,
right?
You know, instead of enjoying themselves.
Right.
And you can definitely tell when a performer is enjoying themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Playing. It doesn't matter what kind of performance it is, whether it's, you know, a play or comedy or music. If somebody really enjoys what they're doing, you can see that through their performance. Yep. And I think that you're right. That really adds to the performance and the overall experience for everybody watching. When you guys have a bad show, like, I guess, well, in that case, it was more of like a booking thing. But like, if you don't feel like you're kind of getting your groove, what do you try to do to get better? As far as, do you try to like change up your set list, like maybe change the order of the songs you play, or,
like at the show, you mean? Whatever.
Or even if like you do a set, like, or you know, you do a show and it's like, something just didn't seem right. Next time we should maybe try it this way, you know, and maybe do a different order or something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Just sometimes on the fly too. If people are not seeming like they're liking a certain type, I'll like call out a different song. Like, let's do this one next. And sometimes that'll help, you know, get people into it. Absolutely, just kind of being adaptable but still being confident and not losing confidence in yourself and what you're doing, because it's not necessarily translating to a certain crowd doesn't mean that you're like suck.
No, absolutely.
It just kind of just means maybe you just need to adapt or kind of take some time to win them over. And so I just try to keep having fun and be confident, and then maybe change up a couple things or like be more interactive. Sometimes I have to go out to the crowd and just like sit next to people while I'm singing, like, you know, just get them involved and just say, hey, how's it going? Like, you know, we're hanging out together tonight, whether you don't know it or not. So, you know, but
you're here, I'm here, we're hanging out.
What do you think? I'm doing all the talking.
I just drink. And then,
she just drinks and it gets better.
Like, I'm just in the back, drumming, drinking, everything's better.
I just figure it's their problem. Like, this is amazing. I don't know why you're not liking it. Whiskey up here,
like,
please.
I'm having a good time.
I'm having a great time. You should dance more.
Whiskey and drums and music.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you people.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Next time, I'm just going to close my eyes and just pretend everybody's having a great time.
Yeah. I just put my hair in front of my face, and then I can't see anything.
Can't see what's going on.
She does do that.
I normally can't really see anything anyways.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, whatever. They'll have to figure it out. But yeah, bring me the whiskey and everything's okay.
That's a good answer.
Seems like a good answer. That's if I was a drummer, that'd probably be my thing too. Just like, I'm just gonna play.
It's a whole different world back there.
Yeah, I imagine.
Sometimes I sit back there, I'm like, that's what you're looking at everybody's butts. Like, everybody in the band sees the backside the whole time.
Yeah. I know exactly how many chains Katie has on her pants.
You're just back there counting the different accessories.
Like, how many curls Pika has on her head?
Yeah. How many curls she had? Well, she's new, so I haven't counted those yet. But I'll get there. Yeah, and I'll know when Kelly is wearing that bunny shirt, even though I can't see the front of it. I just know.
You just know.
I just know it's there. Yeah, it's great.
That's
and I'm shy, so I like hiding. You know, put the cymbals up a little higher, like my face, and. Yeah.
Just go to town.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's a drummer, and it's always fun watching it because it's, you know, you just like tune everybody out. You see that, I feel like, with a lot of drummers too. You just get into playing the drums and just everything else kind of ceases to exist. Is that kind of how it is for you? You're just like into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
I don't know. Sure, that sounds all right. Yeah.
I don't know. I watch him play, and he just like, you get, you know, going back to talking about watching people that enjoy what they do. You can tell he enjoys drumming because he gets into it, and nothing else seems like it exists around him. He's just doing
Well, and you
his
have to
thing.
split your brain like 18 different ways to play all the different rhythms and then sing and then talk to somebody and then do all these
Tell a
things
joke,
Yeah.
at the same time. Tell a joke while drumming. Yeah.
Well, I try to be aware of.
When you tell jokes, do you get to do your own
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't do it very
Own rim
often
shot.
'cause that's, you know.
You tell jokes every show.
Oh, well, I tell jokes every show, but I don't always do the ching.
You didn't do the rim shot.
Yeah,
huh?
no, 'cause I feel like the joke is good enough. I don't need that. People
aren't
don't really
listening
like
as much. So when you do ching, I think it. They're like, oh,
okay.
she told a joke.
All right, yeah. See, that means the jokes aren't very good.
Jokes aren't as good as you thought.
All
You're
right,
like,
next
oh
time
man,
I tell a
I thought
joke-
I was killing it.
Yeah, well,
Maybe you should talk
like
about when
that.
you bombed as a comedian now.
Did you
Just
do
now.
comedy?
No.
Oh,
just
I don't know.
now.
Just on stage telling random jokes.
Yeah, no, I've never done comedy. No,
Oh,
You told a
that's
joke
funny.
on stage at Lush the other day at that comedy show.
I did.
How'd it go?
Not mean to, but I did. Well, she told me I was too quiet, and I said it too fast, and I'm sure I said it too fast. And I'm sure I said it too quiet. But I didn't know that was gonna happen. I was just trying to say bye, and then she's a sneaky comedian, that one. But yeah, I don't know.
Who?
Sarah
Oh,
McPeck.
yeah, Sarah. Oh, I love Sarah.
Yeah.
She's
Sneaky.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good people. She did this podcast a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I go to a lot of her open mics and stuff.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, good people. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
She's okay.
She's okay. She got me to tell a joke. I don't like her now.
She's all right.
Like she tricked me. She's a hustler too. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I was like, I see all the stuff she's always producing, and I'm like, oh wow, you
I
got
don't know how she does
ambition.
it.
Hard worker.
It's like, where do you find time for all this stuff? Because I'm like, I thought I hustled, but not like that.
No,
It's like, she's got like a show, seems like everywhere.
like every day.
Yeah, every day between open mics and shows, and now I see she's doing a sketch show that's coming up, and all kinds of stuff. Good for
Your
her.
brain never stops. Yep.
I guess if that's what keeps you busy and out of trouble. There's
Yep.
that.
Yep. Absolutely.
As far as I'm gonna kind of start wrapping things up. We talked about what you guys do when you don't feel like the set's going very well. Do you guys have any like short-term or long-term goals as far as the band goes, or is it just kind of you're just playing until you can't get booked anymore?
Well, yeah. I mean, we just want to increase the quality of the shows that we're booking. We're gonna probably put out a couple new songs this year, some original songs again, and yeah, hopefully just play some more fun shows and keep going. And we used to kind of just play like wherever would book us, and I just want to be more mindful now and just play places we really like, and we have fun, and that people come to and would be exciting for our fans and exciting for us, and yeah, just being more mindful.
Yeah,
That's my word of the year, apparently, mindful.
That's
2020.
a good goal. I see that in comedy a lot, where comedians will take any gig, whether there's the pay or not. And it's like that's one thing that I've gotten better about. It's a good power to be able to say no to a
Absolutely.
gig when you're not going to make any money, or if it's just going to be a terrible gig.
Yep.
It's definitely worth doing. Where's your favorite show that you guys have performed so far?
Oh man.
I
think my favorite show is probably at Twin Cities Pride when we opened for En Vogue that one time. I felt like we played our best show ever. It was like we all took a tequila shot beforehand and we were like, we're gonna be awesome, and then we did it. And it was just
I
amazing.
imagine that was probably a big crowd too.
It was a big crowd and it was just fun. Yeah. We just had so much fun. And we had some great pictures from it.
That's always nice, right?
And my friend taking pictures, and yeah, that one just really stands out as it was so fun, and I felt like we just played really great.
Awesome.
What was yours?
What about you? Yeah.
Well, what was I wearing for that show?
I don't know.
Well, I try to remember what it like.
Oh, there's
otherwise I don't
pictures
know
of
what
you.
show it was.
My best show
There's
depends
pictures
on
of you.
what I was wearing.
Basically, yeah. I have a
How good did I look?
Yeah. How did my hair
Oh,
look?
also at Waterloo Pride. Prides are just fun to play.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun shows at Pride.
Yeah, I don't know about me.
And the open streets at Lindale was really fun last year. It was
I didn't have to bring
the crowd was
when I
great.
don't have to bring a drum set. That's my favorite show. It's awesome.
So Shaw's every
yeah,
time.
Yeah, so Shaw's is amazing. That thing at VFW, that was pretty sweet because I just put my cymbals down.
Anytime you don't have to bring a ton of equipment.
Yes. Yep, that's my favorite.
I don't blame you on that.
You have no other favorite shows?
That's like one of the probably the worst thing for the drummer because you have like the most equipment that you have to bring with. It seems like.
Don't worry, we carpool and I help her out.
Yes, she helps me out so much. It's
but
awesome.
for a singer, I bring a lot of stuff. I bring the merch. I bring a lot of junk.
But
do you guys do a lot of merch at shows and stuff?
Yeah, we had like T-shirts and CDs, and actually we sell a lot of CDs.
Oh, that's awesome!
Like we have 2
great.
EPs, and like people are still buying CDs in 2020.
Yeah,
that's everybody
really good.
Don't miss out on your opportunities to sell CDs.
I feel like people will buy a CD whether they'll listen to it or not. Just if they enjoy a band, they're gonna, or whatever it is, they're gonna just to have that. Because there's something about having a souvenir versus like you can get everything digital, but there's just something about having a cool souvenir that's you can touch and feel and just whatever.
Well, yeah, and it's cheaper than a T-shirt because we sell them for like $5, $10 for whatever. So
yeah.
It's
And people are they seem like they like to be supportive and give a little bit of money because they know what it's that it's not easy being an artist.
Yep.
At least when I see bands, I try to be supportive and buy merch because I'm like I know what it's like. Like
I do too. Yeah.
I was doing a show in Sioux Falls, and then after my show, I went to this because my band was playing, so I went, and there was a bunch of other bands from all over that were playing, and one of the bands was like on a tour, and they were getting ready to go down to like Texas, and they're just like living out of their van essentially, and I was like, I've been there. I'm not gonna buy any merch. Just take some money.
Yes, I
was
know,
like,
right?
just take this money and put it towards your trip because I've been there.
Yeah, we just played with that band from Kentucky, and I still feel bad that we didn't buy one of their shirts. And they actually had cool shirts, and I don't know why I just didn't have cash or whatever. But Reverend Jack,
they'll come back and
I'll buy a shirt. I'll make it up to you. I promise.
It'll be fine.
You can probably buy it online. They probably have them available online.
It's not the same though. You feel more bad when they're on tour, and they're just a really good band too. But among other bands, I always am like, I should have bought something from them. Dang it.
Do you like playing shows where there's more than one band, or do you rather play like shows where you're the only band?
I like to, for the most part, play shows where we're the only band, but then a lot of times we're expected to cover so much time, and it's like really draining on your voice and your body.
Oh,
because we like go for it. We don't really. It's a very high energy show, so it can be kind of taxing when you're playing for 3 hours or more.
Because isn't that typically like 9 to 1-ish?
Yeah,
most bands
like last night. Yeah, some places are like 3 hours, like so then you can take a break and then it's not quite as long. So that I enjoy, but I also like to split it up and just play like an hour and a half set or something, and then have another band. So I like to mix it up.
If I can
do all night shows and mix it up, and Danielle wants to use everyone's drum set.
I want to be the only band unless I can use their drum set. Then
somebody else is bringing the drums.
Oh, we're playing with another band next weekend, so maybe I'll have to hit up their drummer.
Yeah,
that's great.
I like a mixture for sure. Yeah.
As far as since you guys have been doing music, and this is something because I always talk about like sad things with arts and stuff, bombing and all that. So I try to like bring it around and leave on a positive note. And it doesn't I guess it can be personal or whatever. What's something you're really proud of so far that you've accomplished professionally or personally or whatever?
I'm really proud of keeping this band going for 9 years. I mean, it's been a lot of different training in new members and just keeping it going. And yeah, I'm really proud of that.
It's a good thing to be proud of. It's like, keeping a band together is tough.
Just keeping the same project going.
I look at some of these bands like the Rolling Stones that have been together for so many years. I'm just like, wow, that's so...
The same members? Like, how do you even do that? I mean, pretty much the same members for them. But
so many years. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's crazy. What about you? What's...
probably the fact that I have kept showing up. Commitment. I'm showing up and doing it. I don't know. That's something, right?
Absolutely.
No, absolutely.
I don't know. And giving people an opportunity to play the tambourine and the cowbell. I mean, that's pretty sweet. A lot of people are excited about that, right?
I believe it. I absolutely believe that. that people are excited.
They are excited, and they always want to do the butt thing.
You have to play the tambourine on your butt. Sometimes it's played on my butt from the people too.
Yeah, it's just when you get a tambourine, why is that your first thought is to hit your butt? But it is. It's not mine. It's probably everybody else's.
Well, I don't know. I feel like anytime you see somebody play, I feel like a lot of time people are doing that though. Like
I feel like it's more of a hip thing though, but this is
I
like a
straight
up. This is a straight up.
Cheek, which is
usually there's a humping motion too
yeah.
with the butt and the tambourine. I don't know how this is coming across verbally,
awful, but whatever. We're all awful humans, and that's how we think.
We all like to shake our booties and play tambourine.
I mean, who doesn't want to bounce a tambourine off their butt?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Once it happened once.
It's like a bucket list item, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Once in your life. Absolutely.
Oh. And where can people find you guys? Do you got a website, social media?
Yeah. rebelqueens.com, facebook.com/rebelqueens, @rebelqueensband on Instagram. You can email me to, rebelqueensband@gmail.com. Yeah. Where can they find you?
218-340-3085.
Yeah, we're all over. We play all around town, so come out to a show sometime.
Yeah, go check them out live. Well, thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
The Art of Bombing is a Blitz Entertainment production. Hosted and produced by Dan Bublitz Jr., The Art of Bombing intro music was written and performed by John Holt. All other music used in this podcast was under the Creative Commons license. If you would like to help The Art of Bombing, you can do so by subscribing, rating, and reviewing our show on whatever podcast application you use to listen to The Art of Bombing. For previous episodes, blogs, and more, visit artofbombingpod.com. Have a great week, and remember, stay safe so you can live to love.